The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you.
Are you feeling classy today? Sit down, pour a glass of wine, and listen to Happy Hour.
You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
What up? What is happening? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy, and for the next hour or even more, I might do a longer show. It might be Happy Hour and a half. We will talk about the latest in the news. I will give you my take on everything going on because my ultimate goal is to change the way you think about things. My ultimate goal is to make you laugh and to expand your mind. Maybe you're in traffic and it's an absolute bitch. I want to make time go by. But first, let's let the beat drop. Tweet at me. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. Follow me and tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. I have the mentions loaded up, so I will see them in real time. So tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Maybe you're listening to the show after it's live, so email me, ryan@hoppyradio.com. Also, download the iOS and the Google Play app by searching up Hoppy Radio, and you can listen to the show anywhere in the world, on demand and live. Because via Spreaker, you can chav me. You can chav me and talk to me while I'm doing the show. Also, I have this new feature. I saved the Periscopes once I'm done, but you can now watch Hoppy TV live in real time by going to my Periscope. Ryan Hoppy Radio 1025, and just follow the Twitter links. And I show it live. You get to see my hand motions and my rants as I'm focused during Happy Hour. You get to watch it live. We have so much to get into. So here you go. I saw this headline, and I really couldn't believe that people were this outraged over this person and what he said. I couldn't believe that people were so angry, so furious over the words that came out of a rapper's mouth when it comes to politics. I could not believe my eyes when there were women's groups and political groups that wanted him to apologize for his words. I'm not defending his words. I'm just saying I don't know why we're getting mad at a rapper, especially one of the most demeaning rappers out there when it comes to T.I. And T.I. must be a dumbass. She's commenting on Hillary Clinton potentially being our president. He must have the IQ of a brain-dead cat to think that he can tweet this out in 2014, 2015, same thing, and that there's not going to be fake outrage, that people aren't going to be outraged by this. I'm a fan of T.I. I like rap. I work out to his music, but come on, dude. You really think you can say, and I quote, I think you might be able to get the Loch Ness before we get a woman elected as the president. What an idiot. You are saying that we're going to have the Loch Ness monster in office before we have a woman? When you're tweeting that out, T.I., I just want to ask you real quick, bro. When you're tweeting that out, do you not think that there's going to be outrage? Do you not think that people are going to want you to say you're sorry because they're offended? Do you think you're just going to slide scot-free, have that tweet out there, and everyone's going to be like, T.I., he is the next analyst for MSNBC and Fox News. What an intelligent person. T.I., the same dude who's gone to jail for guns. Really? We're getting mad at T.I.? And really, T.I., you're going to tweet that out and not think that people are going to get mad? You must be a dumbass, dude. I mean, why are we getting mad at the dude who made a song called What Up? What's Happening? And a song that's called Every Chance I Get. And here is proof at how much of a sexist he is and how demeaning he is towards women. Here's the beginning of his song. Within the first 20 seconds, T.I. already demeans women. And what I play does not represent Cox Media, and it does not represent me. It represents T.I. All right, here we go.
Real talk, true story. No nuts, no glory. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Hey, dog. Yeah. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm so raw and I'm so rich, and you so flawed. Niggas ain't about shit. I'll take your broad. I can fuck your bitch. No.
You're rich? So you're going to take my broad and I'm going to F your B? Let's hear that again. Why are we so outraged at the guy who has this as the opening refrain to his rap song? Here, let's play it again. Why are we so mad at T.I.? All right, here we go.
I'll tell you like this. I'm so raw and I'm so rich, and you so flawed. Niggas ain't about shit. I'll take your broad. I can fuck your bitch. Know that I'm gon' ball every chance I get. Every chance I get. Real talk, no shit. Every chance I get. Bet money on this. I take your.
We're really getting mad at T.I. for saying those things about women when that was one of the top songs 6 years ago. We didn't ask him back then, hey, is there a way you could, sway the lyrics so it's not demeaning towards women? Gee, thanks. No. But now we're outraged. Okay, who cares what a rapper says? Because here's the lyrics. No nuts, no glory. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Dog, yeah. I'ma tell you like this. Hey, I'm so raw and I'm so rich and you so flawed. Ain't about she. I'ma take yo broad. I can F yo B. Know that I'm gonna ball every chance I get. Every chance I get, real talk, no S. Every chance I get, make money on this. It's a catchy beat. It's one of my favorite songs. But a guy who makes lyrics like that, we're really going to get mad at T.I. for that. We're going to be so outraged. Are we surprised that T.I. would say that about Hillary Clinton as I get to the article? Are we really going, oh my God, that's a shocker. T.I. demeans women? No way. I didn't see that coming. That came out of left field, I tell you. Kind of like the Cubs winning. Hell yeah. Oh my God, T.I. said this? No way. Like, is anybody going to change the way they look at T.I.? If anything, T.I. may have said this because maybe he has an album coming out or a new TV show. There was some type of PR when you say this because nobody is that dumb when they tweet out, we might be able to get the Loch Ness elected before a woman. But we're so outraged. Rapper T.I. apologizes for saying he won't vote for Hillary Clinton because women are too emotional and make rash decisions. I would just love to be T.I.'s manager. When you find out that he's tweeting this, no, it's not him getting gun charges again. No, it's not him doing this or that. It's him demeaning women. Like, we're that offended. All right, here is what the article said. Rapper T.I. says he would not be voting for Hillary Clinton in 2016 because she's a woman and as such cannot be the person to lead the nation. It's not even that she's a woman that she can't lead the nation. She scares the crap out of me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know about the emails and everything that went on. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm up to date on politics. But there's something about Hillary Clinton's vibe that I'm not a big fan of. It seems like she wants to be president too badly, kind of like it's a power trip. But that's just me. It says here the Atlanta-based rapper weighed in as he was asked about Mrs. Clinton's electability during a Monday interview on the Hollywood Shuffle radio show, which is with DJ Who Kid. It's a good show. I can't imagine being DJ Who Kid when you hear that. You're like, oh man, my show's about to get some PR. Here's what T.I. said. Not to be sexist, but I can't vote for the leader of a free world to be a woman, T.I. told DJ Who Kid. Just because every other position that exists, I think a woman could do well. And what I don't like is you're already known as a guy who demeans women. You're already known as a guy who is dumb for having guns, so then you went to jail. You're not really the smartest guy ever, T.I. You make songs demeaning women. Why do you care what the public says about you? I'm not saying I agree with what he said because it was very immature. It was very, chauvinistic, and it was just kind of rude and unnecessary. But I don't get why he's saying he's sorry. Because that'd be like me saying I'm sorry about one of my rants. It's what's on my mind. It's what I feel. You don't see me saying I'm sorry because I think the Kardashians are a bunch of talentless cretins that shouldn't be famous and that are lucky that their dad's sperm knocked up a rich woman and their daddy got guys off for murder and they are good at getting guys off. You don't hear me saying I'm sorry that I hate the Kardashians. I'm not saying what T.I. said is right because it's completely awful, but there's really no reason to say you're sorry. It just kind of makes you look like a wussy. But that's just my 2 cents. Here's what his tweet said. And I'm sure he completely wrote this. The same guy whose lyrics are, I'm so raw and I'm so rich and you so flawed, ain't about S. I'm sure he's the same dude who wrote this. And I quote, and this was his tweet. My comments about women running for president were insensitive and wrong. I sincerely apologize to anyone I offended. Thank you, T.I.'s manager. He obviously did not write that. The same guy whose lyrics are, I'll take yo broad, I can F yo B, know that I'm going to ball every chance I get, every chance I get, every chance I get. I don't think he's the same dude writing that tweet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe T.I. went to a community college and took a few classes in grammar, and he finally figured it out within 2 days. I'm just kind of saying I think this was a PR move, and it backfired. That's just my 2 cents. Here's what he went on to say on the radio show. But the president, it's kind of like, I just know that women make rash decisions emotionally, the Grammy-winning artist said. They make very permanent, cemented decisions, and then later, it's kind of like it didn't happen, or they didn't mean for it to happen. He then went on to say, for sure, I would hate to just set off a nuke. So you're just going to get away with this, dude? How do you go from saying that to then saying you're sorry on Twitter? I mean, if you say something that rash, dude, and that outspoken, you might as well go by your words, T.I. It kind of makes you look like a punk ass when you say all these things about women and Hillary Clinton, and then your tweet is, my comments about women running for president were insensitive and wrong. I apologize to anyone I offended. Get the hell out of here. It says here, the singer who last year got into a brawl with boxing champion Floyd Mayweather in Las Vegas went on to say that other world leaders would have a tough time negotiating the right kind of foreign policy with a woman. I mean, I guess my main thing is, why are we offended all the time? Why do we care what a rapper says? This is a rapper known by the name T.I. This isn't a presidential candidate saying this or a world leader. It's a rapper whose lyrics are, I'ma take yo broad, I'ma F yo B. Who cares? Move on. Why are we giving him the time of day? This is what he wanted. Free PR.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Hey, it's Riz from The Point in St. Louis. Who is this for?
Ryan Hoppy.
Is that Frankenstein-looking motherfucker?
Yeah, that's him.
You're listening to Happy Hour. Why? I don't know.
All right. Welcome back to Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back and better than ever. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Let me know what you think. You can also chat me live via the Spreaker link at Hoppy Radio in the iOS and the Google Play Shop. Search up Hoppy Radio and you can chat me live. You can also listen to the show on demand and chat me live on Spreaker. All right. I saw this headline and I could not believe my eyes. Well, actually I could, because things are getting so bad in America that it seemed believable. But it's one of those things where anybody, and I mean anybody, who decides to drive drunk is an absolute moron. It's not like murder, because we are never going to be able to prevent murder. We are never going to be able to prevent when a man punches a woman, because pigs are going to do that until the end of time. And when I mean pigs, I mean men that punch women. They are pigs. It will never end. Bank robberies are never going to end. Carjackings are never going to end. Pedophilia will never end, because pedophiles will always be attracted to kids. But drunk driving is so preventable that anybody out there that drunk drives has the IQ of a dead cat in an alley in Manhattan. I mean, you must be an idiot if you really think it's a good idea to drunk drive. Whenever I have a fun night, I always plan it out. One time I paid $25 to go home from Akron to Lakewood. It's like a $20 Uber ride because my friend ditched me. Quote unquote friend. I could have easily driven there and back, but I'm never going to drunk drive because it's so moronic. And I am so sick of people saying, well, I'm a pretty good, drunk driver. I get the job done. No, you're not. You're just lucky that A, a cop hasn't pulled you over, and B, you are lucky that you have had the moments when there hasn't been a person in your way. Don't come here and say, oh, yeah, but I'm a good drunk driver. You've obviously swerved. You've almost had crashes. What if that time you almost got into a crash, there was someone in front of you? You dumbass. So sick of it. It is so preventable. Plan out your night. Go on Uber. Go to a cab. Because what's more important? Maybe your car gets towed $200 if you leave it there for the night at a nightclub. Or paying $10,000 in lawyer fees. Having to go to a DUI class and having your license suspended for 6 months. And that's the minimum. You might not get it back if you don't have enough money for a good lawyer. And you're putting people's lives on the line because you got drunk. You didn't know how to handle your alcohol, or you're addicted to alcohol. You're an alcoholic and you have to drive to the bar on a Wednesday night. You douchebag. So when I saw this headline, couldn't believe my eyes. What a dumbass. It says here, I could not believe this. This woman periscoped herself driving drunk. This is Lakeland, Florida. It's kind of around where I live in the Bay Area. And it's a 13-minute clip. I didn't even feel like editing the best parts of the Periscope because there is no best part. She's a dumbass broad who thought it was a good idea to periscope while drunk driving. So A, she's not even drunk driving where her eyes are on the road. So I'm not going to endorse some dumbass who put people's lives on the line. And B, it's 13 minutes. I bet it's the most unriveting things you will ever hear. Well, me and the girls had too many daiquiris tonight. Shut up. God. DUIs are so preventable. Murder never will be. Pedophilia never will be. But driving drunk is so preventable. Just don't put the keys in the ignition. Enough. See so many drunk drivers when I'm driving home from doing happy hour or when I'm delivering pizzas late. I almost died the other day from a drunk driver. I'm in a bad part of town delivering pizzas. And I'm at the sign, right, in the residential neighborhood, and it's my turn to go. I go forward, but I went kind of slowly. I don't know why. And this car just zooms by and was probably 5 feet from hitting me. And he was coming from the left side. So he would have hit the driver's door first. My car would have at least been totaled. Maybe I would have been paralyzed. Maybe I would have been seriously injured. Maybe died. But there has been so many close calls when I see these imbeciles driving drunk. So that's why I don't find this funny when this girl is periscoping while driving drunk. People on the news and on the radio were playing this, and they thought it was so funny. I find it to be a disgrace to humanity, you dumbass. Ridiculous. It says here, and this is from theledger.com. A Lakeland woman discovered that driving and recording live videos on social media while intoxicated is an excellent way to get caught. I'm driving home drunk, Whitney Beale said in one of her videos. Let's see if I get a DUI. I don't think I will tonight. Ugh. Even if you don't, you come off like a dumbass with the IQ of the apple I ate today. The apple I had today after my workout is more smarter than you and plans out the night better. Is anybody going to be impressed seeing you drive drunk? They're going to be like, oh my God, she is so wacky. Whitney's so crazy. Watch out. She's driving drunk while periscoping. Woo. Whitney, can I go out with you? You seem like such an intelligent and fun girl to be around. Whitney. Ugh. The 23-year-old whose address is, I'm not going to give out the address, was taken in and charged with DUI after broadcasting live videos of herself driving while drunk. I'm not saying if you're going to drive drunk, at least pay attention because I don't want you to drive drunk. But if you're going to drive drunk, at least get home safely. How is that entertaining whatsoever? Who would watch that video and go, oh my God, she's so funny. She is the next Amy Schumer. Please, let's hire her. She's great. Inside Whitney. Forget Amy Schumer. Let's get rid of her. Let's have her be the host of SNL. Whitney Beale, she's so edgy and funny, man. Ugh. It said here, she has gained national attention after using Periscope to film the entire incident on the internet, said Lakeland Police Department Sergeant Gary Gross. The video was on the site for only 24 hours. But a detective was able to capture it and use it as evidence. They said on a scale of 1 to 10, she was a 10 out of 10 when it came to being drunk. It wasn't like she was buzzed or drunk. She was completely ass-faced. I'm not saying if she was drunk or buzzed, it would make it better, but she's so drunk that she shouldn't even be walking home. She couldn't even do that right. I know you're drunk. And I know when you're drunk, you do dumb things. And you're not always focused. And you're not always doing intelligent things. But really, even a drunk me would never drive drunk. And I would never think, oh my God, let's Periscope this. Because even if you made it home safely. Let's say she makes it home safely. That video is going to be up tomorrow morning because you're going to go home. You're going to pass out drunk. You might not even have to take your NyQuil or your melatonin if you take a sleeping med. You're just going to pass out completely blacked out on the couch. And you're going to wake up the next morning and see your phone is blown up and you're going to be like, oh no, did I hook up with that guy again? And you're going to wish that was what happened because you're going to find out that you're fired from your boss, that all your friends don't respect you anymore, and that the video has 1,000 views. That's what would happen if she got away with it. There's nothing that goes well when you Periscope and drive drunk home. I just hope that people like her, Whitney Beale, teach a lesson to the next generation that driving drunk is not cool. I know people think it's cool because of games like Grand Theft Auto, and it's very convenient because you don't have to pay for an Uber. But, like, what I really don't get about drunk drivers, what really confuses me about them, is they seem to think that they're immortal. People that choose to drive drunk, even when they're sober. They're like, I'll just drive a mile home. You are drunk. You're not sober, dude. You're not all there. Do you want to die? I don't want to die. I'm scared to death. Do you know that when you're drunk, you're not going to be completely coordinated? Maybe you're not the best driver in general. When you're drunk, you're going to be even worse. Like, think about it this way. This is what I'm trying to say. I just don't know why they think everything's going to happen perfectly if they drive drunk. Like, even if you're just driving 2 miles home, what if there's some girl who's lost trying to find a house and she's walking in the middle of the road and you're just trying to pay attention and your eyes are altered? You're not going to see her and you're going to take a life. Like, there's no guarantee that you're going to get away with it scot-free if you drive drunk home. Or maybe you'll take your own life if you crash into a pole or a tree. It's just so moronic. It's so preventable. Don't drive drunk. God. And nobody in the media really says anything about it. We let those douchebags like Bieber get away with it. To me, that's one of the biggest problems when it comes to DUIs. Celebrities get away with it. So then the everyday citizen goes, well, if Bieber gets a DUI but gets away with it, I'll just be a bit more cautious and not go 100 miles per hour down a residential block or down a highway in Miami, and I'll be fine. Bieber got away with it. Yeah, he's got more money than me, but I'll just be more cautious. It's these celebrities that we look up to. It's this whole attitude that if they can do it, we can do it too. God, I'm so sick of it. Here's what it says. Here is what Sergeant Gary Gross said. We, along with everybody else, were able to see the world through her eyes. We are thankful nobody got hurt. In the video, Beale's words were slurred, and she told viewers that she was drunk. I bet she's that girl that goes around the bar or the party, and she wants to fit in, and she goes, oh my God, y'all, I'm so drunk. You know, I had 5 shots, smoked a blunt. I'm really drunk right now. Like, I bet she's that broad that has to go around bragging about it. Like, we all know that one person who goes around bragging about it. Oh my God, dude, I had so many shots. Look at me. Like, you know that's the person she is. She probably doesn't have a lot of confidence. So when you're drunk, the real person in you comes out. So she was trying to fit in. She's like, well, most of my Periscopes is me doing my hair or me doing a video blog. But now I can do something that's outrageous. I just feel like she's a girl that doesn't have a lot of confidence. Because there's no reason you should be putting yourself out there like that. There is footage on the Periscope that shows her driving through neighborhoods saying she has a flat tire and had no idea where she was. Well, no duh, honey, you're drunk. She continued to drive through Lakeland and talked about how she hoped she wouldn't get a DUI because she wanted to get into being a nurse. No more than 5 seconds later, A loud thud is heard as she hits a sign of a median on US 98. This was a girl that had aspirations and a passion. She wanted to be a nurse. Even if you got away with it, somebody was going to capture the video. You know how dumb this is? The video is going to be online forever. So whenever you type in the name Whitney Beale, if let's say 5 years down the road, you're about to get that nursing degree. You finally overcame adversity. You're going into that job interview. Things are going great. You're about to become a nurse. You're so happy. Someone types in Whitney Beale. They go, oh, wait. What's this? She's from Lakeland. She's from Florida. Hey, Joe, come over here. What's up? Yeah, you know that girl Whitney? Yeah, the one that we want to hire? Yeah. I guess back during that old app, remember when everyone periscoped everything? Yeah, what's up? I guess she periscoped while driving drunk. Something like that's going to happen in 5 years when everyone's over periscoping. They're going to type in your name, and it's going to always be online that you're the dumbass who drove home drunk while periscoping. I really hope that my rant is opening up someone's eyes. I really hope so. It's so preventable. It's so dumb. It says on her Facebook that she works at the Winter Haven Hospital as an imaging aide. Yeah, she really puts on a good image. I promise you, that job is now taken down from her Facebook. There's no way that the Winter Haven Hospital is having her employed right now at 10:02 p.m. on October 11th as I do this happy hour. I promise you. Yeah, she's this broad that has to brag that she's drunk. Because one of the lines in her video is, I am drunk beyond belief, guys. Driving drunk is not cool. This is bad. Pull over to the side of the road then. If driving drunk is so bad, pull to the side of the road. Gary Gross, the sergeant, said they began receiving 911 calls around 12:30 a.m. about a possible drunk driver. So there's those drunk drivers we'll see, where you go, is he drunk? Is he on his cell phone? And you can't really tell. But people were so sure that she was a drunk driver. That's how bad of a driver she must be. People were so certain that there were multiple calls. God, this gets me so mad. It says here, many officers didn't know what Periscope was, but a quick-thinking young officer used the application on a personal cell phone to help the department locate her. That's the other thing that's great. There's this thing called GPS. I bet she had the location on. So it was easy to track her because they were able to figure out that she was the car driving down North Lakeland and that she was on Carpenter's Way in a 2015 Camry with a flat tire. Man, it's like a crazy life. It's like a real life crazy taxi, Remember that game? It was so much fun on the Sega, was it the Dreamcast? Yeah, and then it was on GameCube too. It's funny how in these video games, it's cool to drive drunk and drive wacky, but then in real life, it's not cool. It says here that her eyes were bloodshot and glassy. She slurred her words and appeared to be disoriented, Gary Gross said. She refused the breathalyzer test and failed the sobriety test almost immediately, and that she fell over at one point during the test. No one was injured as a result of her driving, and her car was impounded. She then put up a $500 bail later in the day. She could not be reached for comment. Man, imagine being her. You must be getting calls from CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, radio shows, newspapers, online blogs, podcasts. Everybody wants to get you on. You must feel like dirt today, Whitney. And I hope you do. Because you are arrogant. You are cocky. You aren't very smart if you decided to do this. And there are people online that feel bad for her. They're like, don't rip on her. She's been through enough. Don't rip on her. She's learned her lesson. Do you think she feels bad right now? Come on, give her a break. No, I will not give her a break. Because she was being disrespectful to all the lives on the road. All the lives doing a late night jog. Because she was putting everybody else's life on the line when she decided to act like a buffoon.
Next on Happy Hour.
We have so much to get into after my rant. There is a woman who got 20 years for using meth while pregnant. So while she's pregnant, she's getting ready to give birth to a kid, to bring a innocent, cute life into this world. She's not drinking. She's not smoking weed. Maybe she was doing that too, but no. She was doing meth, and you will never believe what happened. I will get to that and more after this on Happy Hour, because you're not going to believe what happened to this woman who got 20 years for doing meth while pregnant. We will get to that and more after this on Happy Hour. I'm going to take you back to 2009 with Faith Evans. I love you. After this on Happy Hour. Hang on.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
What's up? This is Ryan Hoppy from Happy Hour, and I have a very special shout out to one of the sponsors of this award-winning podcast. Nicholas Seymour from Duluth, Minnesota is the owner of Solis Graphics, which is a badass company that will make you decals. You can buy Happy Hour decals. It's not too hard. For just $4, you can support this award-winning podcast while supporting small business here in America. Or maybe you have a band, a company, a freelancing project, and you want to have your logo made into a nice, badass decal. Nick is down for making deals, and he is very good at negotiating. If you want to get into contact with Nick, it's not hard. Trust me. He will answer your call real quick, and he is one of the nicest guys I know. His number is 330-419-0691. That is 330-419-0691. Or you can send him an email, solisdesign@gmail.com. That is solisdesign@gmail.com. And to check out Happy Hour decals for just $4, go to tinyurl.com/happy hour decal. That is tinyurl.com/happy hour decal. And when you talk to my guy, Nick, just say that Ryan Hoppy sent you, and he will give you a badass deal. Trust my word, pimps. Nick Seymour of Solis Graphics is the best around.
Hoppy rants so hard he starts to sweat. It's basically his cardio. Happy Hour is on.
All right, welcome back to Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppy. Tweet at me in real time, at Ryan Hoppy Radio. Also, listen via the Spreaker app. You can chat me live, and you can also talk to me live via the Spreaker website, via the chat feature. All right, we have so much to get into. This is going to be like Happy Hour and a half. I got so much to talk about because I'm really beginning to want to do more than just an hour because I want to prepare myself for the potential if I were to ever get a show. So I want to be able to do more than just like a 35-minute rant. So I'm pushing myself to the limit, as Rick Ross would say. All right. Now listen. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm going to be the guy who knows everything about parenting, because I'm not a guy that's married or a guy that has kids. So I really can't sit here and bash bad parenting. I try not to. You'll hear about parents that leave their kids in warm cars. You know, I mean, that's bad. But it's one of those things where it's like, maybe they just were having a bad day and they're in a hurry. But what I'm about to read to you is so inexcusable. There's no way in hell ever that this is okay. A woman got 20 years in jail for using meth while pregnant. But that's fine. Makes sense. Maybe there's laws in between it that will set her free. But there's no way in hell that she would be sentenced to 20 years in jail and then have the charges get dropped. There's no way, you know, because she did meth while pregnant and now her kid's mentally retarded. But yeah, there's no way that she would get off scot-free for this. Trust me, there's a way. On Thursday, the Arkansas Supreme Court overturned the conviction of a woman who was sentenced to 20 years for using meth while she was pregnant. Now listen, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know the ins and outs of the law, that I know every law like a top-notch lawyer. But isn't there some technicality where you can keep this dumbass broad in jail? She was being so disrespectful and such an imbecile and so self-centered and such a sick-in-the-head addict that she was doing the worst possible drug, meth, while she was pregnant. My God, I'm not saying it's better if you abort the kid if you want to do meth so badly. Because I'm glad the kid came into this world. I'm glad the kid's alive. But the kid's going to have issues for life. He's mentally retarded. He's going to have a hard time learning. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's a living being. He's a human. I'm just saying, how do you look yourself in the mirror and go, I just gave my kid things that he's going to have to deal with and overcome because I'm a dumbass drug addict? Says here, Melissa's son, who will turn 3 next month, has been living with his father, Joseph, and Joseph's relatives in Oklahoma, while Melissa has been in prison. Joseph, the 3-year-old, has mild mental retardation. He can't read and can't speak. And when I interviewed him earlier this year, he was homeless. Prior to Melissa, the mother's conviction, she had completed drug rehab, parenting classes, and several classes in hope of keeping her son. How do I say this without coming off like a shock jock? How do I say this without coming off insensitive, like a guy that can't relate? There is no reason ever that you should be allowed to see this kid unless you really go through the ropes of doing classes for 3 to 4 years. I don't care how sad your mugshot seems or how much pity you're doing. When you're a human being, even if you're addicted to meth, you know what you're doing. Don't you have some willpower where you're like, there's a living being inside of me? Or maybe you should have been on the pill when you were opening up your legs. I'm just saying. It just seems like she's the type of person where she's like, I went to rehab. I did some classes. Can't I see my kid now? It shouldn't be that easy. She did meth while she was pregnant. Drinking, I'm not saying it's any better, or smoking weed. But that's more common. It at least is something where you go, okay, maybe the mom was nervous about being pregnant and the weed helped her out. She's just as bad of a mom and she should have to earn her chance to see her kid. But, it's not meth. But when you're doing a top-tier drug, there's no reason you should be allowed to see your kid unless you really prove yourself. Here's what her attorney said. By the time they actually took her to trial, she had rehabilitated herself. I don't care. A lot of people rehabilitate themselves. Every time Lindsay Lohan goes to rehab, she fixes it. Just because you're clean and sober and you passed the classes and the test and whatever doesn't mean that you should be allowed to see your kid, and it doesn't mean that you are fixed. You did meth while you were pregnant. You obviously have issues, something mentally. If you actually had the willpower to do meth while you had a living being inside of you, yeah, maybe she was clean, but she's not clean in the head. There's no reason your kid should be able to see you, especially with how bad he's doing when he's homeless. It's not like he got adopted to a rich family and he's doing all right. He's homeless. He can't read. He can't speak. And he's going to go through a lot of deficits through life because of your choice to do meth. I'm sorry. You probably shouldn't see him. Yeah, you might have fixed your act. Maybe you are clean. But to me, it's a case of too little, too late. Here's what her attorney went on to say. You got to love attorneys just blabbing on. She had done the drug treatment. She had done parenting. Really? Did she really do parenting? To me, her test of being a parent is when a living being is inside of you and you don't have the willpower to not do meth. You know how uncommon it is that people do meth? I'm not saying that meth is rare. I'm just saying this is so obscure that someone would do meth while pregnant. My mom drank while she had me. What a surprise. But seriously, she had a glass of wine. A lot of people drink during pregnancy. That at least is sort of excusable. But every time you're injecting the meth or you're smoking it, how do you look yourself in the mirror and you go, I have a living being inside of me? To me, that's when you failed the ultimate test if you should be a parent or not. That's just Ryan Hoppy saying this. Maybe the laws in Oklahoma are lenient because she did get off. But, hey, whatever. I bet she's playing the pity card where her eyes are big. She almost looks like an anime character. Her eyes are so golden and big. And she's like, I'm sorry. You should have been sorry during those 9 months. You had 3/4 of a year to get everything together, and you kept doing the meth. I'm sorry. She is saying that her client has been through enough, that she has done everything Oklahoma has put into place. Okay. Maybe she did do the rehab. Maybe she excelled in the group classes. But that doesn't mean she should see the kid. Pedophiles go through classes. They learn how not to be attracted to kids. Does that mean they should be able to live next door to a playground? No, I'm sorry. The actions you do in life should carry on. I'm not saying that Melissa McCann shouldn't be able to see her kid. But the fact that the lawyer's acting like these simple things that she did entitle her to seeing the kid right away kind of scares me. It seems like she's not completely fixed. Maybe you should meet the kid in 3 years. It just seems like when you do these rehab classes so fast, you're kind of rushing through it. I'm not saying Melissa's a bad person. I'm not saying she shouldn't be able to see her kid. But you put the poor thing through enough. He's homeless, for Christ's sake. But yeah, they're saying this is punishment, that she can't see the kid. The kid is going to go through a lifelong punishment when he has a hard time learning and a hard time reading. We all seem to forget about the kid in this. We're all thinking about the poor mom. Oh, she doesn't get to see the kid. Shut up. It says here, Nearly a year after her son was born, a jury convicted Melissa of injecting the drug into his body via the umbilical cord. I don't know what to say. That's excusable. She was injecting the drug into the body via the umbilical cord. Just because you went through classes, all of a sudden, we just forget about the past when you were injecting meth via an umbilical cord? Stop it. It says here, in January, the Arkansas Court of Appeals upheld the conviction. Here's why. In reversing the decision this week, Arkansas's highest court wrote that the law Melissa was convicted under, introduction of a controlled drug into the body of another person, makes no mention of a fetus or an unborn child. Oh, stop it. Oh, get the hell out of here. Just because the thing's not born yet, just because it's a fetus or an unborn child, doesn't mean that it's not another person. It's a person in training. Stop. Maybe if you were given your cat meth, it's okay then. I'm not saying it's right, but that's an animal. But a fetus is a person. It just hasn't come out yet. It's actually worse that you are doing it and you weren't injecting it into a kid because at least the kid could run away. You were injecting the meth into the body that had a kid where the kid has no control. It's in your tummy. It's a fetus. Arkansas must be run by Governor Camacho from Idiocracy, Mountain Dew Camacho. If this is allowed, you know that scumbag lawyer for Melissa kind of dug up information and she's like, ooh, does that include a fetus or an unborn child? Ooh. God, this is infuriating. The Arkansas Criminal Code does not consider fetuses people, but only for certain homicide offenses. You know what? If you don't consider a fetus to be a person, then don't include it in the certain homicide offenses. That's potato. That makes absolutely no sense. Why does it count for the homicide offenses, but not for when a woman is using meth while she is pregnant? What makes it different when there's a homicide and the fetus dies? Why is that a person, but when the fetus in the body while the mom's using meth, that's not a person? How does that even make sense, Arkansas? What's the thinking? Did Frito from Idiocracy write that law? Was the Secretary of Education from Idiocracy the guy that plays with that cube in The Office? Is he in charge of Arkansas? This is moronic. This is stupidity. Why is the fetus considered a person in some charges but not others? It says here, I'm so mad. Like, the whole drunk driving while periscoping was infuriating. People getting mad over TI was infuriating. But this is just sickening. This is moronic. This is stupid. This is out of an episode of Squidbillies or some awful Adult Swim cartoon. But this is real life, folks. In Arkansas, you can do whatever the hell you want. I'm not saying that her going to jail for 20 years makes complete sense. That might have been harsh. But to not get any jail time because they say a fetus isn't a person in some charges is moronic. She's out scot-free. It says here, furthermore, the court ruled that Arkansas can't criminalize passive bodily processes, such as a drug from a mother's body entering her child. Are these laws from the 1800s? It's so hypocritical. It's so moronic. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Melissa's lawyer Randy Rainwater, told the person who wrote this article on Friday that he was waiting to hear whether Melissa would be released immediately or detained further because of a probation violation charge. The drug use violated a condition of her probation from a separate charge for not returning a rental car on time. Riveting. Melissa's case is one of the growing number in which women find themselves losing their kids and serving time for drug use while pregnant, which they should. Maybe 20 years is harsh, but 6 months is 6 months in jail. Think about it. It's something. It's 6 months of your life not being free. We should give them something. They shouldn't just go scot-free. I hope this woman, Melissa McCann, I hope she is the example of America fixing this rule, especially Arkansas, where they seem to be dumbasses. They must have little rocks for their brain. Get what I did there? Because it's Little Rock, Arkansas. What an awful joke. It says here, this can happen when the child is born healthy. So even when the mom is doing drugs, as long as the kid is healthy, whatever. That's because in those cases, the kid gets lucky that for some reason it didn't affect him. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know what it's like to be an addict, because I don't. I can't relate. I know meth is probably addicting. I know you go through the urges where you want to do it. I get that. I get that it's hard to break it. I get it. But when you have a living being inside of you, the ultimate test as a parent is, can I hold back these urges because I want to give life to a thing that I'm going to love? The thing being a fetus, which is on a person. And if you can't pass that test, I'm sorry, you probably shouldn't be a parent.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
This is an official broadcast of Hoppy Radio. For more info, check out hoppyradio.com and hoppysworld.com.
There's just $200 here, Nappy.
Seriously? $8.
There's just $200 here, Nappy.
Seriously? $200? I can barely let the porn shoot for that much.
Porn shoot?
Yeah, we direct pornos.
You teach him El Porno yet, Juby? Huh?
Shut up!
What is this word? El Porno.
It means wealth. It's how you use your body to make money. Isn't that right, Juby? Tell him. Tell him with your mouth.
Shut up, Nappy. Where's Mappy?
We left his ass back at the house. Who needs maps anymore? I'll tell you where to go. I'm Gypsy, the GPS.
Gypsy can run the camera. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll run the camera. I'll run it good.
Hey, did I see Jubilee over here? Where is she?
You know Jubilee?